It has been asked, what is it that would make a creature as fierce, majestic, and powerful as a lion subject himself to the intimidation of a man, a whip, and a chair? The answer: the lion has been taught to forget what it is. Now, with a lion, this training can be achieved in a short amount of time, but with a country made up of 430 million people, we're told that it took about 110 years for the job to be complete, during what historians call China's century of humiliation. But being born near the end of that period, I learned that despite what treaties say, wars don't end during the signing of a document. Lowered eyes don't suddenly rise, and backs that grew crooked from all the bowing one had to do every time they passed an occupying soldier don't suddenly straighten. Like many of the people I grew up around, my dad, a celebrated Cantonese opera singer and comedic actor, was still hooked on the opium our country was forced to allow in. And daily combat still took place. Only this time it was often between local boys like me, called teddy boys, in bare-knuckle challenges high above the eyes of the law, called baimos. And when we weren't beating up on each other, we were battling the foreign boys who still lived like kings in our land, looking down on us from their big houses high up in the hills. Our elders tried to convince us that fighting didn't solve anything. They learned that during the Boxer Rebellion, when fed up with the expansion of Western influence and attempts to Christianize China, a group called the Society of Righteous and Harmonious Fists tried to use their martial arts training to drive out the foreigners, only to discover that the miracle they would need to defeat modernized armies would never come. And while some may have been discouraged, I couldn't stop fighting. So with few options on how to discipline a child who seemed to invite physical attacks, my parents would often punish me by taking away the only thing outside of fighting that they knew I loved: acting. But from birth, there was a fire in me that could not be extinguished.
Born in both the year and hour of the dragon. Better watch out for this one.
For the last time, Bruce, sit down.
They almost got lucky too when the other students at the Wing Chun martial arts school I trained in found out that I was Eurasian, or mixed blood, being 5/8 Chinese, 1/4 English, and 1/8 Dutch Jewish, and insisted that I be expelled, which was customary as many believed that Kung Fu should only be taught to the Chinese. After all, why give a potential enemy your secret weapon? But lucky for me, our trainer, Yip Man, refused to kick me out, having me train mostly in private with his senior student, Wong Shan Lung, and letting the other students try and beat the crap out of the resident mutt and cocky child-acting pretty boy during matchups, which ultimately only served to make me a better fighter. I don't think I can continue. Let's make it a draw.
Nah, you can beat him, Bruce. Get up. If you fight on, you'll win.
Are you sure?
Yes, just quit worrying about your technique. Remember, this is a fight, not a performance.
Yip Man was the only peaceful old man I knew that loved a good fight.
If someday Bruce achieves something in the martial arts, it'll be because you didn't let him quit after the first round.
Some of his encouragement might have been due to him supposedly being hooked on chewing rhyme like my dad, and needing our tuition to support his expensive habit, benefiting from the fist-to-mouth advertising we engaged in, which showcased our superior talents and let everyone know who had the best fighting school in town. But it was only after I picked a fight with the wrong kid, my parents decided that instead of watching me go down a path that was leading to jail and an early grave, that they'd send me back to the US, where I was born when my dad was on a performance tour, to go to school and reclaim my citizenship. That I finally learned why Yip Man was so keen on fighting. See, while the idea of leaving China made me feel like I was about to lose the only identity I had ever known, I watched my dad finally decide to fight back and try to beat his addiction after being extorted for his opium use for what he was determined to make the last time. His struggle reminded me of the chaos that immediately flooded my mind when I engaged in combat with an opponent.
Relax and calm your mind. Learn the art of detachment. Follow the natural bend of things and control the situation by swinging with it.
And while the running joke is that Kung Fu is a way to trick young boys into meditating, I really was starting to see the secret that this powerful method of fighting held when taught in its totality, including one's spirit. I learned that when attacked, if you flow with the action, you can penetrate it, avoiding any suffering. That the key to winning a fight was not resistance, but being flexible enough to move with and become one with your opponent, like a voice in an echo, thereby realizing that you're only ever fighting yourself. To know yourself is to study yourself in action with another. And the more you understand yourself, you begin to remember who you are in all your glory. All you have to do is become like water, which I was about to find out is a lot easier said than done.
And just arriving from San Francisco, this is Edison Technical High School student Bruce Lee demonstrating a southern praying mantis.
Hey, is your name Bruce Lee?
Yeah, what do you want?
I want you to teach me.
I do cha-cha at the Chinese Youth Club on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You can swing by then.
No, I want you to teach me Kung Fu. I learned Judo in the Air Force and I got a black belt and I'm an assistant instructor at the Seattle Judo Club, but I can't find an Asian instructor here or in California who will take me as a student.
I don't know.
Please, I'm begging you. I could teach you Judo and boxing in exchange.
All right, but it'll have to be in secret. What's your name anyway?
Jesse Glover. And this is my roommate, professional boxer Ed Hart. Skip Ellsworth, who grew up the only white kid on the Indian reservation, so you know he can fight. Champion boxer James DeMille. Oh, and he's on probation for putting someone at a bar in a hospital, so we gotta get him home by 8. Taki Miyabi, Charlie Wu. Oh, and here's Taki Kimura. He's not much to look at, but he really wanted to meet you. And since he owns the supermarket up the street, I figured free food ain't never hurt nobody.
I would really appreciate it if you would teach me, Mr. Lee. Before I was incarcerated in a Japanese internment camp, I thought I was white, free, and American. I felt lost ever since those identities were taken away from me. But when I saw you teaching Kung Fu in the parking lot, such pride.
All right, just make sure to bring me some good Chinese food, because I'm pretty sure my caretaker, Ruby Chow, is going to cut me off when she hears about this scrappy-looking inmate version of the United Nations that I'm training.
Who invented Wing Chun anyway?
A nun.
A nun? So that means you've been teaching us to fight like a girl?
Which also means that every day you've been reaching to a girl.
Why are you staring at that guy and tapping the table, Bruce? You got beef?
No, I'm anticipating when he'll take his next bite. If timed correctly, you can hit someone on their intention to strike before their body even has time to follow their brain's command.
Is it your opinion that what you call soft styles like Chinese Kung Fu are superior to hard styles like Japanese karate?
No, it's not my opinion. It's a fact.
Tell Bruce that if he wants to go to the hospital, to come see me.
Now the rules are...
Forget the rules. He challenged me to a fight, so we'll fight.
Bruce got into the University of Washington.
We picked the right horse to bet on.
Wow, he's as fit as a stallion.
You're breaking up with me?
Yes, everything's about Bruce. What about me?
I can't believe she left me.
I know Kung Fu is Cantonese for Kung Fu, but what does Jun Fan mean?
Oh, that's my name in Cantonese. Where you guys going?
Everything's always about you, Bruce. Bruce.
What's your instructor's name again?
Bruce.
I like everything about you, Bruce.
And you, Linda, are a girl I can appreciate. Now, in order for my dreams to come true, we have to move closer to the heart of the Kung Fu action. I'd like to withdraw. Remember that guy James Lee I was telling you about? Well, after seeing what I can do, he's willing to partner with me on a location in Oakland and introduce me to some really influential people down there. Ed Parker, Al Novak, Liao Fong, George Lee, and Bob Baker. Bruce, why don't you demonstrate the one-inch punch on Bob?
What's that?
That's where he places his fist 1 inch away from you and knocks your 200-pound ass back 16 feet at 118 miles an hour. Teachers should never impose their favorite patterns on their students. Students should be finding out what works for them. The art of martial arts is the expression of oneself, not a style. The individual is more important than the style. It's all about expressing yourself fully, totally.
He passes himself off as a master of our martial art, and yet he doesn't even practice pure Wing Chun.
Bruce, I'd like you to meet Jun Rhee, the father of American Taekwondo, and Mike Stone, who beat out Chuck Norris to win the karate tournament.
Wong, you're our best fighter and just came from Hong Kong, so it's best that you shut him down. Show everyone how powerful pure Chinese fighting is and discredit him so he can stop teaching non-Chinese students. For our way and our honorable traditions to survive, Bruce Lee must fail. All right, let's set some ground rules.
There are no rules, it's all out. If you get in a fight, you've got to take the guy out in the first 10 seconds. You can't give him a chance, just destroy him. Yield. Admit you lost. Say it.
What's wrong, Bruce? You won. I thought you'd be happy.
What's wrong? Look at me. I'm winded after a 3-minute fight, which took way too long, by the way. I didn't know what to do when the guy ran. I should be able to annihilate anyone who fights me. But my Wing Chun techniques don't work if the guy stays out of range and refuses to engage. I really do have to practice 100% of what I preach and formulate a new system of my own, one that doesn't rely too heavily on any one form or style, so that it can adapt to any form and style. A system of totality, embracing all, yet guided by simplicity. And for me to do that, the old way has to completely die and make way for my way. And furthermore, we got to get the hell out of this martial arts scene.
You know, I'm developing this Charlie Chan spin-off, and I think it might be time we cast an actual Chinese actor for the role. I need one that speaks English and can handle action.
I have just the guy.
Because these guys want to kill me, and I mean kill me.
Now, Bruce, just look right into the camera lens right here and tell us your name, your age, and when you were born.
My last name is Lee, Bruce Lee. I was born in San Francisco, 1940. I am 24 right now.
And you worked in motion pictures in Hong Kong?
Yes, since I was around 6 years old.
I understand you just had a baby boy.
Yeah.
And you lost a little sleep over it, have you?
Born the year of the dragon, just like you.
Yeah, 3 nights.
Well, unfortunately, the studio isn't willing to bank on a show starring a Chinese actor just yet. But Bill Cosby just made some strides for minorities. So that, combined with the success of my Batman show, and I think I can get you a co-starring role as Kato in The Green Hornet.
I see. So another houseboy role.
Get my car, Kato. Oh, yes, Mr. Blue.
Look, if you want to sign me up for all that pigtail and hopping around jazz, forget it. To do it, I need to be more of a partner and not a servant.
Whatever you say, Bruce.
I mean it.
Bill, what the hell is Bruce doing sitting on the desk? That wasn't in the script I approved. Kato can't sit on a desk in front of his employer.
That's how Bruce wants to play it.
Well, get him under control. I'm willing to overlook the fact that the guy's letting interviewers know that he's Chinese when Kato's supposed to be whatever the hell Asian we're not at war with at the moment, and that he doesn't know how to be discreet with his affairs. But what he does on the set affects the show. His close quarters combat is banging up all our stuntmen. No one wants to work with him, and the ones who do don't know whether to grab their jaw or their stomach when he hits them because he's got 10 loaves flying at them too goddamn fast. I mean, has he ever even seen a John Wayne punch? Tell him to slow down. He's showing up as a blur in the fight scenes. Bodies look like they're flying for no reason. And all you hear are those kung fu noises he makes that sound like an injured cat.
He said they're called kias or something. They're supposed to throw his opponent off balance. But I've explained to him that all that realism isn't necessary for television. And I had Jean LaBelle, the stunt coordinator, talk to him. They speak the same language. So he knows how to handle Bruce and got him to modify his no-contact fight choreography. You'll like today's dailies. And be patient with Bruce. Don't tell him this because he might ask to see what his coworkers are getting paid and take his low pay racially or something. But audiences actually love him as Kato more than they love the Green Hornet.
Well, that's good for him, but not good for the show.
Hi, Bruce. This is Sterling Silliphant, writer and producer of In the Heat of the Night, and I've been looking for you for weeks. I really would like to study with you. I know you might think that I'm too old to start training in martial arts, but my health is and has always been perfect. At USC, I had the fastest reflexes of anyone ever tested, and our varsity fencing team won the Pacific Coast Championship. You were a fencer? Show me.
Hi, can you bring me another dry martini, please?
No, he's not a waiter. He's my friend and trainer, Bruce Lee. And Bruce, this is my friend James Coburn. James got interested in the martial arts after making the Flint series. Why don't you show him your 1-inch punch?
Let's get to work. Bruce, meet Steve McQueen.
Bruce, meet marijuana.
Bruce, meet your daughter, Shannon.
You know, she reminds me of you right now. Someone with no talent for martial arts or strength to beat anyone up. I think I'm just going to start teaching you how to run away.
Excuse me, Mr. Kato. Can I get your autograph?
Sure.
Are you ever gonna do anything else?
I don't know.
You're great, Bruce. Why don't you just become a world-class stuntman? You could double for all the kids.
I finally got a producer on a Western to agree to let you play the role without a Chinese pigtail.
Good news, Bruce. I was able to invent a character you can play, lines and all. And get this, it's a feature.
I heard your film didn't do that well.
Yeah, and I spoke to your business partner like you suggested.
Stop bothering me, Kato, and forget this crap about starring in movies. Just concentrate on keeping our star in shape.
So how about we go at this another way? Sterling's the best writer in Hollywood, and he's agreed to write the script we've been talking about if you star.
Let's face it, Bruce, this is a vehicle to make a big star out of you. And I gotta be honest, I'm not in the business of making stars out of other people. I love you, buddy, but I'm not gonna carry you on my back.
And after all I've done for him, he'll just watch. I'll be a bigger star than Steve McQueen. I, Bruce Lee, will be the first highest-paid Oriental superstar in the United States. In return, I will give the most exciting performances and render the best of quality in the capacity of an actor. Starting 1970, I will achieve world fame, and from
The injury to your fourth sacral nerve is permanent, Bruce. Forget about Kung Fu. Your days of high kicks are over.
the Tao of Jeet Kune Do. The medicine for my suffering I had within me from the very beginning, but I did not take it. My ailment came from within myself, but I did not observe it until this moment. Now I see that I will never find the light, unless, like the candle, I am my own fuel.
I gotta admit, the way you bounced back from that injury is nothing short of miraculous. But unfortunately, that picture is a no-go. James Coburn just doesn't want to do it.
You watch. I'll be bigger than both McQueen and Coburn.
You are Chinese in a white man's world, Bruce. There's no way. You'll always be Bruce Lee. Stick around and we'll keep working you into things.
Into your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. So maybe I won't stick around.
Sorry, but they're gonna go with David Carradine and Kung Fu instead.
I am not the sick man of Asia. What's this?
It's a blank check.
Bruce Lee faces a real dilemma. Are you going to stay in Hong Kong and be famous? Or are you going to go to the United States and be famous? Or are you going to try to eat your cake and have it too?
Bruce, an American studio has never done a film with a Chinese studio before, but the numbers don't lie. You have our attention.
I am going to try and do both because you see,
The doctors don't know what's wrong with you. Maybe you should slow down.
I have already made up my mind that in the United States, I think something about the Orientals, the true Orientals, should be shown.
It won't be easy.
I know, but when the opponent expands, I contract. When it contracts, I expand.
Do you still think of yourself as Chinese, or do you ever think of yourself as North American?
You know what I want to think of myself? As a human being. Because, I don't want to sound like, as Confucius say, but under the sky, under the heaven, man, there is but one family. And when there is an opportunity, I do not hit. It hits all by itself.